still off air.
Now it's on. Now it's on air. Hey guys, Merry Christmas. This is the Hump Day Hangouts one day early today. I'm Bradley Benner. We've got lots of people on today. We actually had a really good response. I'm not quite sure exactly why this week more of a response than others. Maybe it's because it's Christmas. People are gearing up for that, but I just want to welcome everybody here. Got a few of my partners on that are going to help me with support, as they often do. Adam, Chris, and Marco. Hey, you guys want to say hi?
Hey guys, this is Adam.
Hi, this is Marco.
Okay.
Hi, Chris here.
All right, so we've got a lot to cover today, guys. Typically, the Hump Day Hangouts is a SEO Q&A. Okay, we do this weekly. So generally, what we do is just answer questions regarding anything SEO related, building networks, backlink building, on-page SEO, anything like that. Doesn't necessarily have a standard format, but because this week we also, in Semantic Mastery membership, we do bi-weekly webinars for our members only webinars, and because it happens to fall on a Thursday, and this week is Christmas, we're combining them together. As a matter of fact, I need to, let me mute a few people real quick, guys. You can, what I would ask, guys, because today we're going to have a little bit of formal training first before we get into Q&A, that you mute your microphones if you're actually participating in the Hangout right now. And then I'll take questions in chat, and then I'll open up the mic at the end of the presentation, okay? Just that way we can get through it. So again, typically we just do a Q&A, but because we're combining our members-only webinar with the Hump Day Hangouts this week, I do have some formal training that I would like to go through, and it's also in response to several questions that I've had recently. I think a lot of you have been exposed to the IFTTT Syndication Network PDF, and I've gotten a lot of questions from you guys. Some of you have purchased, some of you have not, but that's okay. It's entirely all right. I just want to go through some of that to kind of clear up what it is that we're doing. Okay, I see a question coming through. Let me check the events page.
Yeah, that was on the page, so I just wanted to throw that your way. So I think you've got some other stuff you're going to do first. So.
Yeah, we'll if anybody has anything during the presentation that pertains to the presentation at that moment, then jump in, Adam, and interrupt me, please, and I'll try to answer that.
Sure.
Otherwise, the rest of the question, guys, I will save for the end. If you have something in particular that you want asked or for me to answer, feel free to put it on the events page, and that way if you have to jump off the webinar before it's over but you want an answer to your question, you can catch the replay, okay? These are recorded every week, and I post the replay on the next week's events page. So if you have a question that you want answered, post it on the event page. I'll get to it, and then that way you can watch, get your answer the following week, if that makes sense. So that said, Merry Christmas, everybody, and for those of you that do not celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, and we're going to get right into it. And today what we're going to cover is the IFTTT network benefits and strategy. Again, I've gotten a lot of questions about that recently as to how to use them. Some of you guys have actually purchased the product that we are launching in January. It's still premature at this moment. In other words, the product is ready, but we're not entirely it's not entirely officially launched yet. It won't be until, well, 2 weeks from today, January 6th. But those of you that are go-getters and have jumped on it already, I've had some questions from you about the strategy, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. And then the Semantic Mastery RSS plugin, which is a free plugin that is also included when you download the PDF. Even if you don't purchase our product, you get the plugin and all the recipes that we use for the IFTTT syndication networks. So you're more than welcome to jump in and download that. And we're going to walk through that as well, and how to use that plugin. There is a recent WordPress update that kind of affects the functionality a bit of that plugin. We're going to talk about that, and then the best uses of how to use the plugin and the IFTTT networks, the best way to use them for the most effect, okay? And then lastly, we're going to get on Q&A. So this is going to be quite a full webinar today, guys, so we're going to jump into it now. So IFTTT network benefits and strategy. What are IFTTT networks to begin with? Well, IFTTT networks, guys, let me pull up the link here, and I'm going to stick this in chat on the webinar page and then also on the events page. Let me open up chat. Bear with me. That, and then on the events page, I'm going to stick that right here in the comment section. A lot of you have already downloaded this, but if you have not, it's free download to the IFTTT network recipes that we use in our business. This is something that I have developed, that I've been working on for about 2.5 years now. IFTTT stands for If This Then That. It's a free application. You can go to ifttt.com and sign up for free, and it actually works with about 150 different channels, and the channels are Web 2.0 sites, social media sites. There's applications, apps, things like that all work with IFTTT, and you can set up recipes, and the recipes consist of ingredients. The ingredients would be the channels. And if this, then that. In other words, you can set up a trigger or a recipe that says if something happens, then that happens. Okay. So I was exposed to this about 2.5 years ago from a little PDF, WSO, believe it or not. It was a PDF that introduced me to that application, and I really kind of just disregarded it as not being, worth a crap, because it was a WSO. I mean, how many of us take WSO seriously? If you do, you're probably not doing all that well. However, that said, I actually found it I just kind of tested it like on the side, using IFTTT when I saw it, and it's come a long way in 2.5 years. But I saw that it seemed pretty cool, and like it could be used for SEO purposes. And so I started testing different recipes and kind of just playing with it. I wasn't real serious about it, and then one day I noticed, especially with video syndication, that I was doing some video stuff. I do a lot of local lead gen stuff in my business, and I would upload videos for local lead gen stuff, and I happened to notice my videos ranked in like minutes on this one particular channel, and it was tied into an IFTTT network that I had been playing with and kind of building out with more and more properties over a period of a few weeks. And again, I wasn't very serious at the time about it, but it ended up that, in looking into it further, that it was the IFTTT network that caused the video to rank, and that was, like I said, almost 2.5 years ago now. So when I realized that, I started really working on testing different recipes and testing different methods and just developing that strategy, and it really has become the foundation of my SEO business. I run a local SEO agency, and I manage about 12 clients, plus I have a bunch of my own lead gen sites. So the IFTTT networks are really the foundation of everything I do. So about a year ago, we started Semantic Mastery, which is the group right now that we're hosting this event now. And essentially, it was just a mastermind of a few of us that do SEO, and we started sharing strategies and things like that. And lo and behold, I shared my IFTTT strategy with the members of Semantic Mastery, and this was before it was actually called Semantic Mastery. And a lot of the members of the mastermind started using it, and it started working really well for them too. They were seeing similar results that I was seeing. So here we are a year later, and now we're actually going to launch it as an official product. It's been tried and true. It's been tested. It's very, very effective. And it works in conjunction with other stuff you guys are doing. I know a lot of you are coming in from Peter Garrity because that's one of the circles I messaged about this event. And I'll be honest with you, I use a lot of Peter Garrity's products, but I use these IFTTT networks as the foundation. So I use them to complement each other, and we're going to talk about how these networks can complement everything that you're doing with, no matter what your strategy is, how these can complement and build on that strategy, okay, and supplement the strategy. So that said, if you go to the ifttseo.com/PDF, if you haven't downloaded it already, opt in, download the free PDF. There's a couple of training videos, and there's a link to download the plugin as well. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. So what are the benefits of IFTTT networks? Well, number one is domain authority boosting. We talked about this the last couple weeks in a row during the Hump Day Hangouts, but if you guys take a look at the 2014 local search ranking factors, the report that was put out by Moz just maybe about 2 months ago now, you'll see that there is one metric that is overwhelmingly present in all of the different cross sections of data that they looked at to determine what were the local search ranking factors. Domain authority was consistently in the top 5 for every one of their different strategies that or cross sections that they looked at. So the different sets of data that they analyzed, domain authority was one of the most important things. So one of the benefits of the IFTTT networks is the domain authority building, and it's automatic. The entire system is completely automated. But all the properties that we use in the networks are really high domain authority. The majority of them are 90 plus, okay, but there are a few of them that are less, but it's incredibly high domain authority. So by using those properties, you will actually siphon some of that domain authority back to your own site. It's very important. Number two, social signals. We know that social signals continues to become more and more important in SEO, and going forward, it's only going to be more so important, right? And by using the IFTTT networks, then you can build automatic social signals. In fact, and I should have pulled a link up for this webinar, but I don't have it. So there are some of those sites that we use in the networks are social data hub, Google social data hub partners, which means they are literally verified and confirmed by Google, like Google approved properties. Okay, Blogger being one of them. Obviously, it's a Google property, but there's a couple others in there as well. And so the properties that some of the properties that we use are actually Google approved properties, and you can actually look that up yourself. Search Google for Google Social Data Hub Partners, and you'll find a link on the developer site, the Google developer site, that will talk about their Social Data Hub Partners and the different sites that integrate with that. And some of the properties we use are included in that list. It's completely automated. Guys, once you set these networks up, they're 100% automated. You don't have to do a damn thing to continue using them and putting them into use. Okay, so it's the setup that is it's work heavy or labor intensive setting them up. But once they're set up, they work completely on autopilot. And so what I suggest is that you learn how to set them up. But the moment you have it down pat to where you understand how they work, that you outsource them, and that leads us to number 4. It can be outsourced. Okay, and I have trained several VAs that are full-time employees of mine, and that's all they do 40 hours a week is they build these networks for me because I use these networks, like I said, as the very foundation for my SEO business, and they're incredibly effective. And so I have outsourcers that can build 2 networks in a day in an 8-hour period. Now, when you start to build your own networks, I would expect it to take you a day or a day and a half to do your first one on your own. And then you could obviously speed up, but I've got outsourcers that do this full time, and that's all they do, and they build 2 per week. And when we talk about, in another slide, or the next slide, when we talk about monetizing these, you're going to see how much money you can make from these things just by selling the networks, okay? And it's just insane. We'll talk about that on the next slide. Number 5, it's scalable. What I mean by scalable, I mean especially if you're outsourcing the builds, then you want, again, it's hands off. You can build these very, very, very quickly and build dozens of networks. And when you start to stack networks or tier them, then they become incredibly effective. You can use IFTTT networks alone to rank for some of the most competitive keywords if you know how to tier them or stack them properly. That's more advanced training. That's stuff that we keep near and dear to our hearts, and inside the membership area, like the Semantic Mastery Mastermind itself. But there are we're going to go over it high level or conceptually today. And for those of you that like to get your hands dirty, you can actually play with it yourself, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So scalable is something that's very important. If you're going to run a true SEO business, you need to be able to scale. And that was a problem that I had for a very, very long time, is that I wasn't able to scale my business past a certain point because I was doing everything myself. And there comes a point of saturation or capacity where you just can't do anymore. There's only so many hours in a day. So once I had actually developed this and proved that it worked, and I started to outsource a lot of these components of this business, I was able to scale and grow my business and my income and get some of my time back. Don't get me wrong, I still work 12 to 14 hours a day, but it's because I truly love this stuff, and I really can't imagine doing anything else. So, but there can be a lot of money to be made. So the strategy, I know particularly Alex is on. Hi, Alex. I wanted to tell you, you asked for this, and I wanted to cover this specifically for you. Strategy, what is the best way to monetize these networks, or the quickest way to monetize these networks? And for those of you that are just now opting in today to download the PDF, I actually just completed the autoresponder series. So essentially, the email messaging sequence that you will receive for opting in and downloading the PDF. And in that, I'm sending you. There's no selling, guys. I'm not sending you a bunch of promotions for other people's crap. Which, by the way, we're not going to do. If we ever promote other people's stuff, it'll be like inside the members area as something that we use in our own businesses, okay? Because I can't stand that, just to let you know. But I'm sending you, if you download the PDF, you'll see that you'll get in your email box a series of emails over the next 5 days. And in the mornings, it's going to talk about how I discovered these networks and how I, really learned about them and developed them, and how they've changed my business. And then in the afternoon, I did a 5-video series. Each afternoon, you're going to get one video that will show you what I call 5 days to profitability with IFTTT networks. And if you follow that, you will be able to make money from these very quickly. Okay, and the method used for 5 days to profitability is video SEO. And the reason I say video SEO, guys, is because it is the quickest way, other than to sell the networks, sell the network builds, which we'll talk about in a moment. It's the quickest way to make money. All right, and with using these networks to rank local videos. All right, we're going to get into that in just a minute anyway. So, website and blog promotion, you can use these networks for that. They must be used properly, however. Okay, you got to know how to use them properly for websites and blogs, but they can be incredibly effective for that. For a lot of you guys that are here from the PG, Peter Garrity Group, for PBN boosting, think about this, guys. If you've got PBNs, and a lot of us do, but probably most of us here do, if you build these IFTTT networks for your PBNs, right? So you wrap each one of your PBNs in its own little IFTTT network with about 15 properties. So every time you make a post to your PBN, you get 15 additional links. And these are Web 2.0 and social media style links. That's very important, right? Because when you post a post to a PBN and there's absolutely no activity and it's not generating any new inbound links, that link is not counted as high. It doesn't get as much priority. It has less trust flow. If you're familiar with the majestic metrics, trust flow and citation flow, it will count towards citation flow, but it will have low trust flow, right? Unless you have certain signals, and these IFTTT networks will provide those signals on autopilot. So it's incredibly effective for boosting PBN links, okay, and to build additional diversity. And think about that. When you build a link to your money site from a PBN post, and then that PBN post syndicates across the IFTTT networks, you've just built a second tier set of links, right? Tier 2 links to your PBN post. And they're high social type links. So very, very important that you do that. Number 4 is tiered networks. I've got another link for you guys here that I'm going to share. I want you to take a look. This is what I said about the strategy, the overall high-level version. I'm putting this on the events page, so you guys should see it in the comment section in just a moment. I'm also going to put it in chat, so give me 1 minute. And I see another chat here, too, that I'm going to stick it in here, guys. There's like 4 chat boxes scattered around right now, so forgive me if I missed one of them. And speak up if you don't get it, and somebody here will get it to you, okay? Okay, so tiered networks. Let me jump over to another screen, and I'll show you. This is the tiered network structure, all right? Now, again, we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty as to how this works, okay? This is something that we keep inside the members area, the mastermind. But I am going to hold a webinar in January, a few weeks after our official launch, and we're going to get into a lot more in depth on how to put some of these things together, how to stack these networks and that sort of thing. But this is just a high-level overview. Now, consider the middle property here. This one here being a blog or a YouTube channel. Again, the quickest way to monetize, in my opinion, is to use a YouTube channel as your trigger point. Okay, so you're syndicating content from there, but it can be a blog as well. These are all the properties that we use. The majority of them. There are some additional properties that we can add into, and again, that's covered inside the actual training product itself. And then there's some additional things, and we'll get into that in a minute too. But these are all properties that you'd syndicate your content to, and it would put a link back to your money site or to your YouTube video. And with YouTube, you get on a lot of these properties, it's not just a backlink, it's an embed too. If anybody does video SEO, you know how important embeds are. So you get automatic embeds and or backlinks on all of these properties. It's completely automated. All you need to do is upload a video to your YouTube channel, or you can do a Hangout on air, or you can do a YouTube live event. Okay, any one of those 3 methods will automatically syndicate your content to these properties. Now, what if you were to take the Blogger property from this network and the Tumblr property, which those are blogs, right? We all know those are blogs, WordPress, right? Now you build another network around each one of those that automatically triggers whenever the Tumblr posts, it automatically posts to these properties, right? You see that? Those are automatic tier 2 links that happen from one trigger point. right? You set up, you upload a video, live stream, or do a Hangout on air, and it's going to automatically syndicate, embed, and backlink on these properties. Then it's going to trigger this one to post, and when this posts, what's it do? Auto backlinks, embeds, and syndicates to these, right? And you see how you can even take it out to tier 3? You could even do tier 3, guys. There's no reason you couldn't. Now, there's some things you need to consider, especially if you're doing it for your blog, that you don't want to do that directly with just one blog post, because then you're leaving a recognizable footprint. And there's ways to mitigate that we talk about inside. Like I said, that's more advanced stuff, and we're not going to get into that here, but there's ways to actually prevent a footprint, okay, if you're doing it for your blog. If you're doing it for YouTube, it doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't matter. Well, the way that we, especially in the IFTTT product, the videos are all created around building this network for video SEO. At the very end of the training product, there's a couple videos to show you how to modify the networks to syndicate blog content. But I set it up that way because, number one, it's the most effective. It will be the quickest way to money using this method, is by doing it for YouTube videos. And number three, with the way that we set up the recipes, the only thing that you're posting is the embed code, maybe the title, the embed code, and a link back to the video, and a link back to the channel. So that's it. It's not spam. You can take one of your websites, guys, and post nothing but YouTube videos to it, and it's not spam. Google will not de-index you for that. If you syndicate or scrape videos with the comments, or not the comments, the description, and repost the video descriptions on your blogs, you can be de-indexed for spam. Trust me, it's happened to me many, many times. But when all you're doing is reposting videos, then you could post thousands and tens of thousands of pages per day on your blog, and it will not get shut down for spam, because you're a publisher for Google. It's when you start to use the descriptions in the videos, which always generally have a bunch of links to other stuff, and you repost those, that becomes spam. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the Web 2.0 sites might flag you for spam, depending on what it is that you're doing with them. But if you're posting, decent quality content like original videos and that kind of stuff, guys, and again, the way that we set these properties up, and I go into great detail, step by step, on how to set all of these up and how to add seed content to them to prevent them from getting shut down. Yes, still sometimes accounts get terminated, but we try to prevent that as much as possible. Okay, and I have some of my networks that I've had for over 2 years that I've posted to that are still alive and well, and in fact, they're very, very authoritative properties, which means they rank very well. That's another one of the benefits I didn't talk about, guys. Besides being able to rank your videos and also, using it for blog SEO, a lot of these properties end up ranking, especially if you start building links to those properties, right? Your network properties, your syndication network properties. A lot of you that know how to use spam tools like GSA and things like that, you can blast the hell out of those. I wouldn't do it at tier 1, meaning like if you're syndicating blog content to these, I would not spam these sites. Like, when I say spam, I mean I would not build GSA-style links to these sites. I would do it out at tier 2 or tier 3. But for YouTube stuff, I don't care. You know what I mean? Like, I'll blast these sites all day long and boost the page authority, right? The domain authority is already there, but it's the page authority that's low. Chef asks, or Alex asks, how long does it take to increase the page authority of these networks? It doesn't take long. It depends on what it is that you're doing. But what I found is the higher the domain authority of a site, the faster and quicker page authority will climb. And it depends on the kind of links that you're firing at it. But I can tell you right now that in one of my my software manager, Dedia, he's on with us right now. He's awesome, by the way. He's a freaking ninja. But he runs GSA for me, and he boosted one of my websites that had a domain authority of, I think, 16 when we started, and in like under 60 days we boosted it to what, 47 or 49. And that's a regular website, guys. That's not something that already had domain authority. We boosted that. I'm not going to show that on here, but the point is that you can very, very quickly boost page authority when the domain authority is already high. I'm trying to think. I had a here. I'll show you this because I have somebody that I'm going to go have lunch with tomorrow, or breakfast, or coffee with in the morning. Let me show you. Video SEO Virginia. I want to show you this to you. All right, take a look at this, guys. Here's a video that I syndicated across one of my networks on October 16th, 2014. And I was only targeting video SEO in Virginia Beach, but I ended up ranking for the whole state of Virginia. And if you look at the Moz bar here, it says 9 links. And look at the page authority, 48. You see that? And that's just, those are just network links. I didn't fire GSA at this. That's just strictly from the network, the syndication network links. So my point is that if you're firing links away at, and here's the thing, guys. Remember, page authority is very similar to page rank. It's not the same, but it's very similar. Okay. So when you're on a high domain authority property, the site, the domain itself has trust, right? It's a popular site, but the page itself does not. Okay. That's what you have to build, is the page authority. And the higher your page authority, the more powerful the link is from that page. That makes sense. I'm pretty sure you guys probably all know that. All right. So I didn't want to spend too much time on the tiered networks except to give you the conceptual level of how important this is, guys, because with YouTube stuff, you can get crazy with the networks, right? And I've tested it, and that's how I'm able to rank videos so quickly and so easily. I mean, it's like when you know that you can rank a video, sometimes it's not 100% successful, guys. Sometimes videos end up on page 2, and it takes a little of an additional push. But for probably, I'd say 80 to 85% of every video that I upload for local SEO local terms, I'm able to rank them on the first page within usually minutes, sometimes hours. Other times it could be days or even a couple weeks. But for the most part, all it takes is having the networks in place, all right? And I just wanted to point that out. Now think about this, and we're going to move on in just a minute because we spent a lot of time on this. But if you're to syndicate a video from just this one central point, and you're hitting 15 properties, right? Then you go out and you set up second-tier networks. Now there's 3 second-tier networks of 15 properties. So you start off with 15 backlinks and or embeds. Now you've got 45 backlinks and or embeds on tier 2. What if you bring it out to tier 3, right? Think about that. Now you've got, what, 90? So you've got 90 tier 3 links pointing to 45 tier 2 links pointing to 15 tier 1 links, all on autopilot. It's just a matter of setting it up. I hope that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to move on. Let me jump back over.
Hey, Bradley, real quick.
Yep.
Sandra was asking about the training product. I think she was talking about the IFTTT, so that would just be the best bet to find out more would just be to go to iftttseo.com.
Yeah, if you've already downloaded the PDF, it should redirect you to the sales page. If you want to go straight to the sales page, just go to iftttseo.com. That's it. Just go to, and I'll put that link in the event page, but just go to iftttseo.com.
Sounds good.
Directly to the sales page. So, and let me just type that in real quick. I'll put that in this other chat box too, guys. So
also, Scott was asking, are all of the methods that you just covered in the IFTTT product?
Yeah, everything except the tiered network builds I don't have any videos in there for that yet. I'm probably not gonna put videos inside the training area for that. That's gonna be reserved for the webinar. Excuse me. So we're gonna, like I said, I'm gonna have a bonus webinar after, sometime in January, after we've officially launched, and then the webinar replay will be in the members area. So yeah, it will be covered.
Cool.
Okay, it's not yet. By the way, guys, anybody, just to jump in here for a minute, let me show you the inside of the members. Guys, this is not a pitch fest, but we got a lot of questions about this, and we are launching soon, so I figured this was a good opportunity. And whether you buy the product or not, you can do this by using the recipes that you get in the free PDF download and the plugin that you get. You can build these yourself. There's no question. I just did a step-by-step training that walks you through exactly how I do it for my business, and all my students have, and they've had a lot of the same success. Okay, so again, you can do this on your own, but if you want it for $47, guys, there's over 60 videos for the core training, and then there's 2 bonus training modules, one of which is called Live Stream Academy, and that's another 7 properties with high domain authority that work completely on autopilot. They complement the IFTTT networks very, very well. And also there's Advanced RSS Academy. That training is not in here yet, but it will be by January 6th. Okay, that's the last thing that needs to be added here, guys. But there's over 60 videos in here. I think in total it's like 14 hours of videos. which don't let that overwhelm you. But guys, this is again from beginning to end, okay? And Alex says in chat over here, best product I ever bought online. Thank you, Alex. That's a great testimonial, and if you don't mind, I may snatch that and use that on the sales page. I appreciate that. Anyways, that said, guys, let me move on. The next thing that we want to talk about is selling the builds. The strategy, again, talking about the quickest way to monetize these networks. Sell the builds. And I got to show this to you guys because it's insane. Who can you sell these builds to? Well, you can sell them to local clients or any client for that matter. Like I said, I work in the local space. I work with a lot of local businesses. But you can also sell them to other SEOs, right? If you know how to do these and you show people the power of these, you can sell these to other SEOs. And here's the point, guys. When you can outsource these, once you learn how to do it, you train an outsourcer, which, by the way, we have a complete solution for training outsourcers. It's done for you outsourcer training. That is only reserved for members of our mastermind. So that is not even, just want to clear that up right now. But we have a solution for that as well. But once you teach an outsourcer how to build these networks, again, I've got outsourcers that do these for me. They build 2 per day. They're doing 40 hours a week. And my cost to build these, under 50 bucks, let's just put it that way. It's actually a lot less than that. And I can sell these, and I'm going to show this to you right here to prove it. And I'll stick these, I'll stick this link in chat as well for you guys. But this is direct on this is my main company, like my local SEO agency, Big Bamboo Marketing. And this is the SynNet order page, the Syndication Network order page. I call it that for clients, obviously, because they're not web savvy people. Look what the sale price is, guys. $797. I charge $797 to build these for clients, and I get it all day long. Trust me. Okay, $797, because when you show somebody all these different properties and you explain what it is that these networks can do, the amount of power and everything, it's a no-brainer. $797. So I can charge $800 for these guys, and I pay under 50 bucks to have them built. I don't even do it. All I do is send the information over to the outsourcer. They build them. I set them up for the client. It takes me probably an hour of my own time, maybe an hour and a half. And then what I do is I sell them on doing the blogging so that their networks stay updated with content, and that becomes a monthly recurring charge, right? That's what you want, is continuity in your business, right? That's where I said video SEO is the preferred method, in my opinion, on how to monetize these networks, because once you've built your own network or series of networks, then you can rank your own videos, and those videos can produce money for you over and over again. And we're going to get to that in the next slide. So, but selling the builds, you can make money from that immediately, like tomorrow, if you build a network. The problem with just selling the builds is that you have to sell another product to make more money. It doesn't continue to pay you over and over again. That's why I like to build my own networks and use it to rank properties that pay me over and over, if that makes sense. Okay, but you can also sell it to other SEOs, and I've actually had some other higher level SEOs that have purchased network builds from me in packages of 10, and so I'll charge them $1,000 to build 10 networks. Okay, and it costs me under 50 bucks. So isn't that basically free money for me? Because my outsourcers are doing it. So you can sell this to other SEOs. That's my point. So the monetization strategy, local videos, number one, I already mentioned that. Lead gen, these are the kind of videos that I would suggest that you use for this type of strategy. Would be lead gen videos, and what I mean by lead gen, most of you here are savvy enough to understand that, but I'll cover it quickly. You can rank videos for local keyword phrases, and again, in the 5 days to profitability video series that you're going to receive as part of the email follow-up sequence, I go over this in more in depth. But you can rank these videos for local type terms, longer tail terms that are generally terms with buyer intent. What do I mean by that? Well, it's very difficult to rank a video for something like roofers Atlanta, right? Because it's a very broad term. There's a lot of competition. It's tough. It's not that it can't be done, but it's tough. But when you can rank a video for emergency roof repair Atlanta, or emergency commercial roof repair Atlanta, and although that doesn't get a whole lot of search volume, that is a buyer intent. When somebody's looking for emergency roof repair, they've got a problem that they need solved. Okay. It's not, when somebody's searching for roofer Atlanta, they're generally looking to contact several contractors for estimates. So which video has the better opportunity of providing a lead, right? And when somebody has an emergency roof leak or a leak, roof leak that needs emergency roof repair, not only are they looking to purchase, get somebody there to help them immediately, but it's an expensive job. So you always want to go after stuff that has a higher margin. Okay, you don't want to go out. Trust me, I got my start in lead gen in the carpet cleaning business back in 2009, and that's where I got started. And there's not enough margin in the carpet cleaning industry, profit margin. I just didn't know any better, but I learned that it was not a good lead gen business to be in. Whereas higher ticket stuff, roofing, HVAC, tree services, I do a ton of work in the tree service industry because it's very, very high margins. Plumbers, so depending on what they're doing. Drain cleaning is an easy keyword to rank for. Sewer pipe repair, sewer pipe replacement, those are generally easy keywords to rank for, but they're very, very high ticket. Somebody that needs a sewer line replaced, that's an $8,000 job. Okay, so even though you might not get 10 calls per month, you might only get 1 call per year off that video, but that 1 call is worth $10,000. Don't you think you could rent that video out for $100 a month, right? Doesn't that make sense? A question about Tier 1 from Sandra. Your Tier 1 Web 2.0 sites are anonymous or are they branded, clearly linked to your site? The Tier 1, I always brand, Sandra. I always brand them, okay? However, that said, you can do secondary networks that are not branded, but you need to. For YouTube channels, that's fine, but for blogs, if you're going to be doing secondary Tier 1 networks, then you need to mix some other RSS feeds in there as triggers, and again, that's more of the advanced stuff. But for the main Tier 1 network, I always brand it after the business itself or the website. Remember, a website can be a brand, right? So I always brand it. I'm not hiding my footprint at all. I don't care. I'm not saying it's because it's not really a footprint. It's an extension of your brand. Does that make sense? I hope that cleared up that question. Okay, so renting videos. That is the best way to do it and the quickest way to money because it requires the least amount of management, guys. If you rank a video, you can rent it. I charge $100 a month to rank videos for clients. Again, they're generally longer tail nature, but they're buyer type keywords with buyer intent, and I get $100 for the videos that I rent out to clients, and I get it all day long, and that might even be on the low end for some of you guys. But the point is to just do more videos. Does that make sense? Because they're easy, and I like easy, man. Who here doesn't like easy? You know what I'm saying? So you can go after that Roofers Atlanta term and spend 3 months trying to rank that video, and yeah, you might be able to get $250 a month from it, or you could rank 10 videos in the next month for longer tail keywords at $100 per month and generate $1,000 a month in revenue. What is the better strategy? I know which way I'm going. So the other way to do lead gen videos is pay per call. That's where you put a tracking phone number that you can redirect. It's a virtual phone number on the video itself or in the video description. That way you can redirect the phone number to wherever you want. And then you can charge on a pay-per-call basis or pay-per-lead basis if you've got them going through a funnel, and you can capture an opt-in form or a lead capture form or something like that. That way can be more effective. You can make more money that way, but it's more management. There's more expense because you got to deal with more analytic stuff, and you have to deal with paying for the phone and things like that. Plus, the other thing that I found is that pay-per-call is better suited for websites. They convert more than videos do, and I'm not sure why that is, but I get a higher conversion rate on pay-per-call stuff with websites than I do with videos. So I suggest renting because renting is just the easier way to make money. And when I say lead gen, guys, you own the videos. I want to make that real clear here. Okay, look, I do client work, but I don't like client work. Clients suck. I'm sorry to say, but clients, I don't like client work. I do have clients, but I don't seek clients anymore. Clients seek me because of referrals. So I'm not going to turn the money down, but I prefer the lead gen business any day of the week because you own those properties. They're an asset for your business. Okay, does that make sense? When you're working on client stuff, it's their properties. When you're working on lead gen stuff, it's your properties. So you own the traffic, and it's your money. Okay. Is it important to theme each network or keeping them general will work just as well? Theme them. Absolutely theme them. You'll build more authority and you'll gain more traction. There's 2 ways to theme it. If you're going to go after a particular city, then you could theme it around a city. And I use this in the 5-day follow-up series, the 5 Days to Profitability series that you're going to get in the emails. Alex, since you bought early, I'm not sure if you're going to be receiving those emails or not. but I could send them to you separately. And again, I'm going to take care of you, Alex, because you got in like way early. So, but what I would suggest is like, and I used as an example, local media, Atlanta local media. If you wanted to create using Atlanta as a city that you were going to target businesses in Atlanta, then I would come up with a brand like Atlanta local media as an example, and I would theme everything that. I would make a real true branded network, okay, because that's more powerful and it also is more sellable, okay. The other way you could do it is theme a network around a specific industry. I used roofers as an example. So let's just say you could have a roofer network that you target roofers in multiple cities. So it could go one way or the other, but I would always suggest theming it. All right. So again, client gen or lead gen, I always recommend lead gen, guys. But client money, you can get client money tomorrow. Okay. And the reason, and let me just show this very, very quickly. For example, if we go in, let's just say roofers, we'll say, and I'll use the one that I just talked about was commercial roof repair. I'll just use, oops, and I spelled that wrong, so forgive me. I can't ever talk and type at the same time. Commercial roof repair, let's say Richmond, Virginia. It's a pretty big city in Virginia. Richmond, VA. All right, so we can see right here. Another thing, guys, when you're doing targeting keywords, and this is in the 5-day follow-up series, so I'm not going to get too in-depth in it, but try to find stuff that does not return a 7-pack in the 7 local pack on the first page. Not that you can't rank a video for those, but I found that the 7-pack takes up a lot of the real estate on the home page, so it's more difficult to rank a video. So look for terms that don't return a full 7-pack, and it's generally easier to rank. But if we go over to the video tab, you'll see right here, look at this, guys. This Richmond, Virginia, one of the biggest cities in Virginia, it's the capital of Virginia, right? And take a look at this. There's nobody targeting that specific keyword. There's roof repair Richmond, roofers, leaking roof repair. There's all of these, but there's emergency roof repair, but nobody's targeting commercial roof repair Richmond, VA. That's a high dollar keyword. You know, somebody needs commercial roof repair. That can be tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, it could be. Or even just commercial roofing at that point. But my point is that those are high-ticket items, and you're talking to a commercial roofing business. Can they afford $100 a month to be ranked on page 1 for commercial roof repair Richmond? Of course they could. All they need is one lead that converts an entire year, and they've paid for that marketing service tenfold over. So that's why I'm saying that's all you need to do to find clients is go to look at the keywords that you think you want to rank for, and again, in the follow-up series that you'll get some of these. Hold on, I'll answer that question in just a minute, and then look and see what's there. And in this case, there's a company right here, this guy Floyd Crocker, this company with this phone number right here. They are paying for marketing services. Am I right? Can you see it? They are not targeting that specific keyword, but let's just take a look at another one. The point I'm trying to make here, guys, because I got to move on. But the point I'm trying to make here is when you find other people that are targeting the keywords that you want to rent videos for, and you go over to the video tab and you see that there are videos targeting that same keyword, but none of them are ranked on the universal search page, right? Then it's because they don't know how to rank the video. But you can approach them because they've obviously spent money on the video and they've obviously paid some other SEO that was unable to get the job done. But when you use things like these, you'll be able to rank that video. So you can contact them and say, look, you've already got a video, but it's not ranking. I can do that for you. And then you download the video, you upload it to your channel that's going to syndicate out across networks, or dozens of networks in my case, right? And you can rank the videos for them, all right? So let me answer this question. Video SEO question from Sandra. Local videos. To rent the videos, I imagine you put YouTube videos on your channel. You create a YouTube channel per client, or you regroup this amount? No, I create a YouTube channel for me, not for clients. I own the channel because it's my asset, and if they ever decide they want to stop paying me, I can very easily remove their video or redirect the phone number if it's on a pay-per-call basis to another client. I make that clear right up front, guys. When you're talking to clients, and this is another thing that you'll learn if you don't have clients already, you'll learn that you need to control the situation with clients, because They need you. And I know that's very intimidating up front, but when you've done that for a while with clients and stuff, I always try to maintain control of the web properties as much as possible so that I'm building my asset and not the clients. Obviously, I'm going to try to channel as much traffic and leads to their business as possible. That's what they're paying me for. But I want to keep the work that I've done. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I set up my own channel. And I might take their video with their permission. I always tell them up front, hey, I'm going to take your video and upload it to my channel. All right? And then that way, if they want to stop paying me, then I just delete their video from my channel. But my channel keeps the authority that it's built. Okay? Very important. I have found that local clients, non-internet savvy people, do not click on the tab videos. Right. I'm not talking about ranking on the video tab. I'm assuming that was from Sandra. What
Yes,
I'm talking about. Okay. What I'm talking about is finding customers or clients that have tried to rank videos, and you can check by looking at the universal search whether they're ranking or not, right? And then all you got to do is look at page 1. You don't got to go any further. Just look at page 1, and if there's no videos on page 1, and then you go over to the video tab, and you see that the keyword that you were searching shows videos in the video tab, but they weren't on page 1, those are people that you can contact and say, hey, I see that you've tried to rank a video. You've paid for that video. You've probably paid somebody to rank that video in Google. It's not ranked in Google. I, however, can rank it. And if they don't believe you, do one of your own videos. Again, it's your own. Rank your own video for that keyword phrase and then call them and say, look, here's your video, nowhere on page 1. Here's my video on page 1. Would you like to rent this video from me? Or would you like to rent the traffic from me, and you can charge them on a pay-per-call basis? I hope that makes sense. All I was saying, when I click on the videos tab, guys, all I'm trying to do is show you that this is where you can find people that are spending money on video SEO that are unsuccessful with it. Okay, and that's just a way to find clients very quickly. Okay, again, I don't suggest working for clients though. I'd suggest doing lead gen videos instead. It's just a better model. Yeah, how can you get that video on the first page? The methods I'm showing you, Sandra, that's what I'm saying. You syndicate across more networks, and that's I talk about that again in the 5 Days to Profitability series, is that if you find by uploading a video to a new channel and to a new network that doesn't rank, hey, don't kill yourself. Just add more networks. Add more videos to your channel. That's going to build authority to that channel. It's going to take time. More activity on your channel, the higher the authority. The faster Google will rank your videos. Okay? And then when you start to stack networks together, you can rank for anything. Yes, I ran my channel. Guys, you want to see one of my channels? I guess I could show it to you.
Yeah, we do. Come on.
All right, I guess I could show it to you. All right. One of them that I use is called Virginia Hangouts. Okay, so if you, in fact, what I do in this case for local businesses, and one of the things we talk about here on the monetization, which I'm trying to get through this presentation, guys. It's already 10 to 5, but you'll see right here where it says local. Video production companies. That was next. So hey, great, Sandra. That's great timing. You brought me to the next piece of the presentation where I should have been anyways. Video production companies, guys. This is a great way to find video clients very, very quickly, because video production companies, and I'm going to answer your question, Sandra, I promise. I'm getting to that. Video production companies, they produce videos for local businesses, right? You can probably, if you have a metropolitan area anywhere around you, you can probably search for local video production companies or video production companies. You get creative, find some local companies, and this is where I get most of my video SEO clients, guys, is from local video production companies, where I basically contacted them and said, look, I can rank videos, and I showed them examples of videos that I had ranked with proof, which you can do with on your own before you start contacting them. And then you say, hey, look, you're selling videos to clients for, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. You guys know, I'm sure you know, that a lot of businesses will pay $2,000, $2,500 to have a video made, and then it never gets ranked. They put it on their website, yeah, and they might put it on their Facebook page or something like that, but it's not ranked in Google. It's not producing leads for their business. What good was it, right? I'm sorry, BJ distracted me for a moment. Is it okay to use the same networks for your videos from different industries? Again, I always suggest theming. you can go broad with your theme, and I'll finish answering the question in a minute. But if you like, for example, if you deal with a lot of contractors, as I do, well, let's rephrase that. If you're building a city-based, a regional-based network, okay, it's themed around a region, then yes, you can use the same network for multiple industries, because your base the common factor, the common denominator there is its location, right? Its geographic area of the businesses that you're promoting. But if you're using if you're doing it like niche specific, then what I suggest is that you have a more broad level network. So for example, with contractors, which I do a ton of work with contractors, I would have a home improvement themed network, which could cover landscaping, tree services, plumbing, HVAC, roofing, carpentry, kitchen remodelers, all of that. Does that make sense? But but again, I've got, guys, just build multiple networks. That's all you got to do. If you're going to be doing a lot of this, you build networks that are themed, and then you upload accordingly. And that's why I say create a branded channel and use that. So to get back to what I'm talking about with video production companies, here I landed with local to me, close to me, in one of the neighboring cities. There's a video production company that produces videos for clients, and they do it very, very affordable. I think their prices start at $400 to create the video, and they go up to like $1,500 depending on what their videos are, the level of production for the video. Very affordable though, but these people, their clients buy these videos, and then the videos don't ever get any exposure other than just being on their own website. So I approached these people and said, look, I can rank videos all day long. Here's examples, here's proof. Would you be interested in selling your clients on video SEO services? They totally jumped on it. And what they do now is they sell as an upsell to their clients when they're producing the videos. They say, okay, look, we'll do our video for the price we always have, but here we'll sell you what they call their Google Boost program. They sell the clients. They're the salesman, guys. I'm not selling. All I do is the back-end services, and I charge $100 a month for that. They bill the customer $200 a month to rank these videos. So they're salespeople, and then they charge $350 setup fee, which I charge $100 setup fee. Essentially a uploading fee is what I call it, right? So the video from the client, they sell the video to the client. They upsell them on the Google Boost program is what they call it. I get $100 for uploading it to the channel, and I get $100 a month to keep it ranked. And all I do is upload it to the network, and it basically ranks. Sometimes I got to do a little extra push. I'm not going to lie. They don't all 100% rank, but most of them do. Okay? And it's very, very easy, because now what happens? Think about this when you're approaching a video production company. Video production companies sell one-off products, right? They sell a video, they make money. But how do they make more money? They got to sell more product. They don't have continuity in their business. But now you're giving them an opportunity to build continuity into their business while you do the work as the back-end guy. They manage the clients. They handle the sales. All you do is provide the services. The man behind the curtain, right? And the woman behind the curtain for you ladies out there. That's it. And you make the money, and they go out and sell it for you. And I love this model, guys. As a matter of fact, like I said, I don't seek out clients anymore, because I like lead gen stuff, and I let clients find me, and I don't like to particularly rank websites anymore. I still do a lot of it, but I prefer video SEO any day of the week, because it's just easier and it's more fun, in my opinion. So my point is, this is a website that I built around my channel. Okay, a lot of people will build a website and then build a channel around their website. I did it the other way around, and people, we can argue about that. I happen to like to do it this way because I like to use Google properties as much as possible. Google Hangout. This is Google Hangout. I think Austin's asking questions. Let's see. Okay, so do I have lots of local videos? Yeah, in this particular case, these are all Virginia-based videos, Virginia-based businesses, and so these are videos on my website, but if you go click over to the channel itself, it's youtube.com/VA Hangouts. You'll see right here, this is my channel, and this is the channel that I use to promote these videos. And I don't know, I think I've got like 15 or 18 videos in here. This particular channel makes me, $1,500 a month. Maybe a little bit more. I'd have to go back and look at it exactly. But it's $1,500 a month, guys. I built these networks, upload videos to it, and it pays me $1,500 a month. This is one channel. Does that make sense? So my point is that you guys, if you want to kind of snoop around this site, please feel free to do so. Oops, I sent that to Adam. Sorry, Adam, you don't care. Everyone else does that.
Yeah, no worries.
Let me stick this in chat over here. You guys can take a look at this site. I'll put it on the events page too. There's like so many chat boxes. Sorry. All right, and I gotta move on, guys. But my point was that video production companies is one of my favorite places for clients because they handle all the sales, they handle the client management. The only thing I do is perform the work and send a bill. Okay, let them handle all that crap. Because what did I say about not liking client work? So let them handle the clients. Okay. Yeah, I do it all the time, Alex. He asked, is it safe to download other videos online and upload to our own channels? Okay, I'm not an attorney, and I can't advise you to do something that's illegal. What I can tell you is that if you ask permission, so if a company pays to have a video done and they have rights to that video, and you ask them if you can download it and upload it to your channel so that you can rank it for them, 90% of the time they're going to give you permission to do that. What you could get in trouble for is downloading like Yellow Pages videos, which again, guys, that's another place you can find cherry targets for video SEO services. Is just go do a search on Yellow Page videos for on YouTube or YP.com or Super Pages. Those people pay like $600 a month to have marketing services from those directory sites, and it's mostly pay per click. But they'll throw a video in, and those videos never get ranked. Well, those people are spending money because it's like $600 a month for those packages. So you can contact them, and I've done it. I've ripped those videos from YouTube before and ranked them for clients, but it was really as a foot in the door, to show them, hey, you paid for this video from Yellow Pages and it never did anything for you. Now go search Google for your keyword and you'll see it ranked. I did that for you. Can we talk? Okay. Yeah, he says you need to change it. No, actually, it doesn't matter if it's on a different channel. It does not need to. You don't need to change it. Honestly, it could be a 100% duplicate copy, and if it's on a different channel, it's not going to hurt you. Okay. If you try to upload a duplicate video to the same channel, YouTube will flag it and delete it. Okay, and it will hurt your channel authority. Okay, sorry, I need to move on. CPA or affiliate videos, guys. You can do that if you do that sort of thing. I don't. In fact, I just started using YouTube to drive a lot of traffic back to Semantic Mastery and our offering, and it's working very, very well. But I typically just don't do CPA or affiliate videos, not because it doesn't make money. You can. I work in the local space, but that is certainly an option you can do with this monetization strategy. Local business SEO service, building and manage networks. I talked about this, and I showed. Oh, by the way, did I put that link in chat? I can't remember if I did, to my website. Anyways, I do this for clients, like I said, local business SEO services. I build networks for them. I charge them $800 on the front end to build the network, and then what do they do once the network's built? They don't know what to do. I mean, all they need to do is post to their blog, but they don't know how to post properly. They don't know how to post with optimized posts. So what I like to do is after I build them the network and sell it to them, then I contact them and say, hey, listen, I can manage your blogging too. So basically provide blog management, which also includes social media management, right? Because the networks handle the social media management 100% on autopilot. All you need to do is blog at that point. So add posts to your blog, and your social media is taken care of. And I have outsourcers that do the blog curating. They do curated posts, so I pay outsourcers to do the curating. And I charge, a minimum of $300 a month to do blog posts for clients. So there's the continuity, right? So, okay. So the next thing is to sell network builds. We talked about that. Clients or SEOs. You can sell them to clients $800. There's where the continuity comes in. You sell them on back-end management services. If you want to sell them to SEOs, it's typically going to be a one-off. But what's great about that is when you show an SEO, other SEOs, that the value that these networks can provide and how you can build them around PBNs, guys, that's where the SEO buyers come from. People that are doing SEO work that have PBNs. You can show them how you can boost their PBNs links. You know what I'm saying? How you can make their PBNs more effective by building IFTTT networks and attaching them to the PBNs. And then you can get like I said, I've sold packages of 10 before for $1,000. I only get paid $100 per network, but I'm paying an outsourcer $25 to build them. What difference does it make? It's free money, right? All right, we're gonna move on. Is there any other questions, Adam? I know you said you're gonna interrupt me, but I just
no, there are, but I think at this time we better put a halt on them, and I think we'll answer them maybe in writing afterwards, or we can record some stuff quickly. But I think
yeah, because guys, we're at 5
and just plow ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to get through another couple slides, or at least one more main slide. Then we'll get to Q&A. I'll answer questions for a little bit. I'm going to try to wrap this up in the next 20 to 30 minutes. I know this is a lot of content, but guys, I hope your heads are spinning with possibilities, because again, I found that this is the very foundation of what I do, and the members of Semantic Mastery and their students, they use them, and they have they duplicate these kind of results. It's incredible what these things can do. And again, look, I use a lot of other people's products too. I use a lot of other methods, but I use these with them. Does that make sense? So they work in tandem. They complement or supplement each other, and it just helps to add to your overall strategy. All right. So now we're going to get into the SM RSS plugin, which is Semantic Mastery RSS plugin. If you're going to be using these for, networks for your blogs, whether they're PBNs or they're your money sites or whatever, we have a plugin that we developed, and Alex actually had asked how if we had more training on that, and I could have sworn we had a video done on it, but I couldn't find it. So I'm going to walk through this right now, and in fact, I'll probably just chop this portion of this out and make that the training video for the plugin, and add it to maybe the PDF or something. We could email it out to you guys, whatever. But what our plugin does is it adds an attribution link, like what the Yoast plugin does. For those of you that are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, I'm going to jump into my blog. This is a test blog that I have, and in fact, I had actually turned off the Yoast plugin. Let me turn that on real quick. Most people use the WordPress SEO plugin by Yoast. You know, that's probably the most popular. There are other SEO plugins, but again, this is probably the most popular. A lot of people don't know this, but if you look in the if you hover over to bring up the options, you'll see that there's an RSS section right here. You click on that, and what that does is that brings up basically a way. It's a function of the plugin where you can insert an attribution link into your RSS feed, so that when you post to your blog on your site, it becomes an item in your RSS feed, right? That's what your RSS feed does. It syndicates, or it basically is a way to pull content updates from your blog. People subscribe to RSS feeds, right? So that whenever somebody posts to a blog, they get notified, okay? So all this does is puts an attribution link into the RSS feed with a link pointing back to the source, which would be your blog, okay? So it's citing the source, okay? And that's very, very important, because you have to do that or else you can get in trouble for duplicate content. However, as long as you're citing the source, you can copy and paste an entire article and post it on your blog, and it won't hurt you for duplicate content or hurt the blog that you pulled it from, because you're citing the source. And anybody that wants to argue with me about that, then what about press releases? Think about that. That's all I need to do is talk about press releases to you know, to dismiss those fears. Because when somebody posts a press release and they distribute it, it generally gets distributed to one channel first. It gets published to one channel first. And then what happens is all of the other press cables out there will come pick up that press release and mass distribute it, syndicate it. It gets picked up by media outlets, all that sort of thing. And it's always the exact same copy. It's the same content. It's not spun. There's not additional stuff added or stuff taken away from it. It's the exact duplicate content, but it's got an attribution link to the original publisher. Wherever it was published first, there will be a link back to that source. And are press releases bad for SEO? Anybody who knows anything about SEO knows that that's not the case. They are good for SEO, provided you know how to use them properly. But it's duplicate content, right? No, because it's citing the source. So that's the same thing that you can do with your own content. You can distribute your own content as long as you're using an attribution link to cite the source, okay? And again, especially when you're distributing your content or republishing, syndicating your content to your own branded network, you're not trying to hide your footprint. You're saying, this is my content, it's just also on this platform. Does that make sense? Like I said, if you're going to be doing this for, we're using secondary networks, then you need to be a little bit more careful. But and there's ways to mitigate that too. But the point is you still want to cite the source. So that said, that's enough explanation on that, I hope. Let me show you what this looks like with the Yoast feed. I showed this last week, but a lot of you weren't here last week, so I'm going to go over this briefly again. Let me open up. Okay, so we all know that the typical RSS feed for a WordPress site is /feed, right? Your domain /feed. So here are this is a test blog, so you guys can spam this all you want, I could care less. This is just for testing purposes, but you can see right here that this is the code that I have added there. As if I go back to this page, you'll see that I have content to put after each post in the feed, and it's down here right now. If I copy this and I put this up here instead, let me delete that, click Save Changes, I come back over here, I'll Control F5 on this page to refresh the page, and you'll see that now the attribution link's up here. Okay, and with the Yoast plugin, it gives you what's called tokens, and you can use those tokens, which are right here: author link, post link, and there's a description as to what those tokens do. And basically, this is like post link will be a link to the post with the title of the post as the anchor text. That's what you see right here. Okay, and then typically you'll see was first seen on, or was first published on, or was originally published on, something like that. And then it will be a link back to the home page of the blog, which is what this blog link would be right here, with the blog title as the anchor text. However, what I don't like about the Yoast plugin is back in November of last year, they coded a no-follow attribute into these links, the RSS feed attribution link. Before that, it was always do follow. But then they hard-coded no-follow, and they did that for a reason, because some people don't know how to use this properly, and they would get themselves, like, think about this. If somebody came and picked up one of your, used your RSS feed, they scraped content from your feed, and it suddenly got mass distributed to dozens, hundreds, or even thousands of properties, and you had an anchor text link back to your home page, and it was a do follow exact match anchor, and that thing got syndicated to hundreds of sites all at once. Wouldn't that put you into a Penguin penalty? Of course it would. But no follow links will not hurt you for Penguin. I don't know if you guys know that, but you can have exact match anchors 100%, and if they're no follow, it won't hurt you. No follow links do not count towards your anchor text, and we can argue about that all day long, and I can prove that. But no follow links will not count towards your anchor text. They're still important for ranking, by the way, but I like, because I'm an SEO, I like to know what kind of juice I'm pushing and how. I like to, page rank sculpt, or in this case, direct the flow of link juice, and no follows don't really do that. So I like the fact that, I didn't like the fact that they did that. So the way that you can mitigate that, or to change that, would be to hard code your own link back to the home page, which is what I did right here, and that becomes a follow link. Okay. If you use the tokens, they're no follow. But the problem with this is, and it's not necessarily a problem, when you're just syndicating content to a branded network, a tier 1 network, it's okay to just use this. That's fine. That won't hurt you at all, because you're giving yourself the attribution and you're only linking to a few properties. But when you start to employ some of these strategies, where you've got tiered networks, okay, so stacked networks or multiple networks, or like what I mentioned to Sandra, you can have a branded tier 1 network, which I suggest you have for everything that you do. But if you have secondary tier 1 networks, you don't want to use the same feed over and over again, because you're going to get the same exact attribution text links, and that's going to hurt you, right? If you do anything in excess in SEO, it becomes non-effective and can even become harmful. Okay, if you do any of one thing too much, all right. So, and that includes syndicating content using your feed. So how do we fix that? Well, what we did, and by the way, I wanted to talk about the updates. Let me see. Let's go back to the presentation for a minute. All right, the spin tax. Let me show you what the spin tax does first, and then I'll talk about the WordPress updates. But let me jump over into our plugin. Our plugin is very simple. RSS plugin over here. I'm going to click on that, and you're going to see that it looks the same. Content to be displayed before the feed, or content to be displayed after the feed. What we did was, thanks to Chris, our developer, and Marco, he helped out on that too. They developed a plugin that will accept spin tax. Okay, so we can put spin tax in our attribution box. All right, and you'll see what happens, and we get our own unique feed. So your native WordPress feed was still there, and if you have Yoast included, and in fact, you could even syndicate your content to your branded network with Yoast if you'd like, using the Yoast feed, which is just your native WordPress feed. Let's go back here. That's just this, domain.com/feed. But you get your own unique feed from our plugin too, which in this case is domain.com/feed, and you get to set your slug, or your custom URL. And because this is just a test blog, I just called it SEO. So let me copy this URL, and I'll show you guys what this does in another tab, because this is really cool. But so now it's /feed/SEO. All right, now we're going to see the feed. It's the same content, but now take a look at this. The way I coded, I put a bunch of spin tax in there, and you'll see that I've got the attribution link still. But each time it pulled content from the feed, it changed the attribution link and the text between it, and I've even set it to where it will spin sometimes the text out entirely, other times it'll. So let me just show you what I mean. If I hit Control F5, Watch the attribution link, guys. I'm gonna do it again. Control F5. Control F5. Control F5. You guys see how it's changing every time? So what's interesting here, guys, is it's not that it spins it out as an output attribution link one time for each post. Every time your RSS feed is called, it's a different output attribution link for every post. Does that make sense? So it's different. It's unique every single time. So this is where this is powerful when you're talking about using tiered networks or multiple networks, okay, or secondary networks on tier 1, all of that. But you can see that basically what I'll do is I've got this text here, guys, that I was going to share with you guys. I don't know if it's going to come through, but let me say always with the post link. You guys can modify this if you want. By the way, this plugin, guys, is a free download. It comes. All you got to do is go opt in for the PDF, and you'll get this plugin for free. Okay, so I'm going to stick this in chat. It's probably not going to work in chat. I'll put it on the events page, and hopefully Google will accept that without rejecting it. It might show up. That's the post link all the time. That's always with the post link. Remember what I talked about with the post link token? There's also with or without the post link, so I changed the spin text.
You're going to want to, sorry, you're going to want to put a different link in there. You pasted the plugin text in there.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to do.
Okay.
Yeah, for anybody that wants to join or to use the plugin, this is example spin text that they can use.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah, just want to make sure. So here, what I did here, let's go ahead and add this to the top. This is a different set of spin text that I created that basically it spins in or out. It's random, but it'll spin in or out the post link, and I'll talk to you in just a minute why I did that. So let's go back and take a look at this. Control F5 it again. Now you'll see this. I moved it to the top, but you can see right here is an example of where it spun out the post link. Do you see that? This one has the post link. This one has the post link. This one does not. Okay, so this is it's just more randomization, guys, more diversification. You see how it's spinning it out sometimes? Sometimes it leaves it there. You can also see that the link back to the home page, I'm using multiple versions of that. Right, here's the raw URL. Here is the raw URL with the trailing slash. Here is, if we just keep doing it over and over again, you'll see that it'll change where I'll use the brand name. Some Big Bamboo SEO. My business name is Big Bamboo Marketing, but I put Big Bamboo SEO so that I could actually get a keyword mixed in with the brand name, right? So that's brand anchor with plus keyword. Spin it again. You'll see that now we've taken out HTTP, but we put www in. You can also spin a follow and no follow tag in. Well, you don't put a follow tag in, but you could spin a no follow tag in, so that 50% or random, whatever it may be, of the time this is a no follow link versus a follow link, which again just adds more diversity. So I hope you guys are seeing how cool this is, because it's a very simple plugin. It does what we need it to do, and that's all it does, right? And all we did that for was to make more randomization. So when we're mass syndicating content beyond our tier 1 network, you can use it for your tier 1 network, but you don't need to. You could use the Yoast for that, right? But this is really important for going up to tier 2 and beyond, or secondary tier 1 networks, along with some other things that need to be done. But I just wanted to show that to you guys. There's also a homepage link only, and I'll tell you why. I just coded this today, or just drafted this spin text today, and we're going to talk about that now because of the WordPress update. And I just found this out today, actually, guys, because I was preparing this presentation, and I was testing it to make sure that my spin text was correct. And what I noticed was that if you take a look at the right here, you'll see this: continue reading PC repair services for this post, continue reading burrito for this post. Apparently, with the 4.1 update, WordPress 4.1 update, they hard-coded this in now, okay? And why does that make a difference? Hey, guys, I hope you have no clue why this Hangout popped up in my inbox. Oh, cool. Hey, Joe, welcome. Or Joel, I'm sorry, welcome, Joel. Anyways, you'll see how this has got to continue reading, and it uses the post title, okay? So continue reading PC repair services right here, right? You see that? This wasn't there at WordPress 4.0. WordPress 4.1 is now forcing that. Okay, it's truncating the posts. Why do I know that? Okay, if you go to WordPress settings and go to reading, you'll see that there's a setting right here for each feed. Each article in a feed show either full text or summary. I always used full text for my money site so that the full entire post would be resyndicated out. If you selected summary, then it would just take a snippet and then put a read more link at the end of the snippet. So a summary, in other words. Okay. For the way that I do things, I would always do full post, because you got to be careful if you're doing links from within the page to other pages of your site, because then you're syndicating that same anchor text over and over again. But if you know what you're doing, it's very, very effective. So I would always do full post, full text. However, like on PBNs and things like that, I always suggested doing summary. Okay, that way when you have an anchor text link, especially an exact match anchor text link pointing back to your money site, and that gets syndicated to your PBN sites, right? We talked about that, this being a PBN, having its own IFTTT network. Then you wouldn't get the same 15 anchor texts pointed back to your site all at the same time, right? Because that could trigger, raise the flag, in other words. All right, so I would do summary, because then the links within the content wouldn't get syndicated. However, there would be links built back to that post, if that makes sense. So you're building social signals to the post without syndicating the same anchor text. Right? I hope that makes sense. I'm not trying to get too advanced here, but I just wanted to give you guys an idea. Now, like I said, in the most recent update, 4.1, they have forced this truncation. Even though I still have this showing as full text, you can see it's truncating the posts. You see that? And it's using essentially the post title as the anchor text with a continue reading prefix. Okay? So, in other words, you could essentially get rid of this whole post link token now if you're on WordPress 4.1, because WordPress 4.1 is natively doing that now. Okay? Now, there's things that I like about it and things that I don't like about it. So, what do I like best about WordPress 4.1 truncating the RSS feed output? What do I like best about it? The fact that it truncates the output, the RSS feed output. What do I dislike the most about it? The fact that it truncates the RSS output. That I like it and I don't like it. And the reason why I like it is because it will prevent those of you that do decide to start utilizing IFTTT networks from blowing yourselves up by getting yourselves in trouble for over-optimization of anchor text by using full text. In other words, if you guys were to use the full text feed and you didn't know how to do it properly, you could trigger a penalty. You got to be very careful with your anchor text when you do that. So the fact that they have automatically truncated this will prevent that from happening. So I do like it for that reason. I don't like it for that reason because if you do know how to use these properly and RSS syndication properly, you can be incredibly surgical with it and with your anchor text, and it's more powerful, in my opinion. But you still are building, even at this point, guys, you're still building with an IFTTT network 15 links back to one post on your site every time you post, plus 15 links to the homepage, right? So you take a look at this, and you build this post right here, gets syndicated out to a network. It's getting 15 links pointing back to the post with the anchor text. The title is the anchor text. Plus, it's getting 15 links back to the homepage, which is why I say it's good to vary that, and that's what the SM Semantic Mastery RSS plugin does. All right, so it's time to move on, but I hope that makes sense. That's what I like about it, is that it's going to keep people from getting in trouble with it. What I don't like about it is it keeps those of us that know how to use it very, very effectively from being able to use it the way we always have. However, that said, I talked to Chris, our developer, today, and he thinks that he can fix that. He can code our plugin to override the WordPress update from 4.1 to where it will still we will still be able to use the option of full text post regardless. And he's working on that, so that may be a fix that's available, in the coming month. All right, so you guys will be the first to know, or any buyers of the product will be the first to know. Best uses for the RSS plugin, we talked about syndicating blog content to your branded network. Using, your branded network would be your tier 1 network that you theme after your website or your brand. Secondary networks, which is secondary tier 1 networks, or tiered networks, right, which would be tier 2 and even as much as tier 3 networks, right? We talked about that. All right, so that's the best use of that. Syndicating PBN content. I'm going to talk about these in a moment, but we talked about syndicating PBN content. It's very, very effective for that because you build auto social signals and activity to your PBN posts. Once again, if you have a PBN, you build paid posts on a PBN, and there's absolutely no activity on that PBN. Does that link lose its effectiveness? Yes, it does. Okay. Yes, it does. If for pure page rank, for pushing page rank purely, it does not. It will still push the same amount of page rank. But what it does lose is trust flow. It loses trust signals. So it becomes a less effective link. All you need to do is add IFTTT networks to your PBNs, and that will boost the effectiveness of those links. Okay. P1A on WPRSS Magnet. A lot of you guys on today are using Peter Garrity's products, and I am a firm supporter of Peter Garrity's products. I use pretty much everything that he has too, but I use them in conjunction with my stuff and my networks. And so those of you that have P1ACE, you know that you can syndicate content to PBN sites using P1ACE. Well, if you have but you can't. It doesn't auto post from your PBN to sites, right? You'd have to manually go into your PBN and post to second, what Peter Garrity calls TGNs, right? Traffic generating networks. But you'd have to go into your PBN and send and post content on your PBN that had traffic generating networks or TGNs connected to it. I don't want to confuse anybody that doesn't use Peter Garrity's products, but a lot of you I know do. So what does this do? If you have IFTTT networks tied to your PBNs, you can post from your P1ACE plugin on your money site, and it will automatically build the tier 2 networks to your PBN because of the RSS feed, right? We talked about how to use the RSS feed. Well, that will automate that. If you're using WPRSS Magnet, same thing. Remember, WPRSS Magnet posts to PBN sites and can post to Web 2s as well. But you could build secondary networks to your Web 2s. It doesn't have to be PBN sites, guys. Tell me, is a link from Blogger more powerful, or is a link from Blogger that has 15 links pointed to that Blogger post more powerful? You guys know the answer to that. So my point is that you can build these IFTTT networks, which are 100% automated, and actually attach them and use them in conjunction with some of the plugins you're already using to just increase the effectiveness. All right. And the other thing I like about using the IFTTT networks is they're not plugins, so they do not it does not cause any issues with WordPress. It does not. There's no conflicts with your themes or with your hosts. It's a third-party application that uses your RSS feed, so you don't get server loads and all that kind of thing that plugins can cause. We all know what it's like to have plugin conflicts. So, okay, that was pretty much it. Q&A, I'm going to answer a few questions. It's 5:23. Let's see. Do I have more info on having a VA set up networks, Fiverr, Odesk, MicroWorkers, etc.? We do. That's part of the membership, the Semantic Mastery Mastermind. I have a full-on, done-for-you outsourcer training course that basically all you need to do is give your VAs access to, and it will take them by the hand, even if they've never built a Web 2 property in their entire lives, and they can build these networks for you. It's completely done for you. That's part of the Semantic Mastery Mastermind. When we officially launch on January 6th, we are going to offer that as it's part of the membership. But if you don't want to be a member of the mastermind, then you can get it as a downsell for a monthly fee or a yearly fee, because that has to be updated all the time for VAs, because steps change with Web 2s. Plus, we're going to be adding additional done-for-you outsourcer training in that as well. It's called the Outsourcer Training Portal, and that's something that we are providing. But again, right now that is reserved for members only. On January 6th, you can have access to it separately if you'd like. But again, you guys can do this on your own. I mean, if you want, it's very labor intensive. But once you learn how to build the networks, you could record your own training videos and give it to an outsourcer too, right? So, okay, we need to take any questions that are coming. I do want to say that if you haven't already, download the PDF. It'll give you all the recipes that I use, plus the plugin download for free, okay? That's it. Just download it, put it to use. If you want to get the full course, it's iftttseo.com. There's also 2 bonus trainings included, which is the Livestream Academy. That was actually added today. And BJ, I know you're on. I sent you a link earlier that didn't work because I tried to give it its own membership area. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it. So what I did was I coded it into the actual IFTTT training course. Now you can see right here, Livestream Academy. All the content is there. So those of you that have already purchased the training, the Livestream Academy now is here. You can see all the videos for it right here. Okay, and the advanced RSS training is also going to be added by January 6th. Okay, when we launch publicly, it's going to be available by then, all right, if not sooner. Okay, so those of you that were asking about the bonuses, again, bear with us. You guys got in a little bit early. So awesome hangout, Bradley, and the team learned a lot tonight. Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy New Year. See everyone next week. Yeah, guys, next week, Hump Day Hangouts. I got to look at the calendar to see exactly what day it is that we're going to do it because of it being New Year's, another holiday week. But we will have it next week. And again, we do this every week, guys. It's not a pitch fest every week. We had a ton of questions about this. I wanted to go over it to answer for some of the new members, the new buyers and things like that. But generally, it's just an SEO Q&A. It lasts 30 to 45 minutes. Usually, sometimes we go a little bit longer. But you're welcome to stop by and ask questions about anything SEO related. It does not have to be about this specifically, okay? And I'm happy to answer questions as much as possible in that time allotted. We do that because we want you to realize the value that we have and hope that you come join us, okay? SemanticMastery.com, that's our main website. You can find out more about the mastermind training there if you'd like. Also, you can just subscribe to updates, and when we add the Hump Day Hangout recordings, which we do, these are always recorded every week, and we add these to our blog. If you subscribe, you will get notified of our new Hump Day Hangout. So even if you can't make it, you can still get the SEO training free of charge. So please feel free to go by and subscribe to that list as well. And if there's any questions, Adam?
I think we're looking good. I think we're going to answer these offline. We'll put them up on the event page. So if we didn't get to your question, there was a few, we'll put something up on the event page. Just check back, and we'll get to it.
Yeah, so guys, listen, on the event page here, this event page will still be up. So you can come here and post additional questions on this page, and we will answer them. Since I created the page, I'll be notified of the questions, and we will answer them. Okay, if I can answer them via typing it out, I will. If I need to cut a little video or something, I'll do it. It's not a problem. So post your questions here. Also, for all of you that did show up today, I'm going to send you an invitation to next week's Hump Day Hangout, and this replay will be on that page. If you have any questions that you would like answered live during next week's Hangout or the following week or whatever, just post it on that page when you receive the invitation to the event, and I'll make sure that I get it answered. All right, that way you're always getting your questions answered. If you don't get it live, you'll get it on the replay, or you'll get it the following week. I promise you that. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Are we good?
Think so.
Okay, guys. Let's see. Thank you guys all for being here. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Really appreciated your time today. I hope you guys check out what we got. It's really effective, and it will help no matter what kind of SEO you're doing. And if not, come by and see us next week anyways. So Merry Christmas, guys. We'll see you all next week.
Merry Christmas. Bye.